Hi, it's Cai here. I'm in Melbourne today. I'm with Simon Terry. And Simon has just made it to the list of the top 50 most influential people globally around future of work. And one of the things that Simon has left behind of a string of like intellectual innovations is the collaboration value maturity model. And I thought we'd ask Simon today to just ask about what are those 4 stages of the collaboration value maturity model.
Well, the model is built around 4 simple verbs that are something that both anyone can do, and they roll up to things that an organisation can focus around in its strategy. The first is connect, so bringing people together into collaborative activity. The second is sharing, so working together in teams and across the organisation to share what you know, to learn together. The next step is people start to work together on everyday business problems, and that's solving. And so we go through this connect, share, solve model, and the final stage is innovate, and that's where people start to explore those opportunities to change their organisation and respond better to customers and other opportunities.
That's fantastic. Now, what I'm thinking is like, how did you come up with that? Where did that come from?
Yeah, well, it came up out of the work I was doing fostering community, primarily in one organisation where I was working as a de facto community manager. And I was looking at that network as it grew and developed over 5+ years. And I realised that when that organisation started, the questions were all about connection. How do I find this person? Who are they? What does this mean? In the next stage, people started to share information. They got confident in who was in the network. They began to share that information. And then we saw more business problems be solved. And finally, people got bold and started to try and innovate. And I realised that both at an individual and a group and an organisational level, we saw this pattern being repeated again and again in organisations where connect and share and solve and innovate needed to flow through together to deliver an outcome that met the strategy of the organisation.
Got it, all right. So now, take an organisation, any organisation.
Yeah.
How would they use that collaboration value maturity model?
Well, there's two key ways in which it can be used. So the first way is organisations often struggle to define what the strategic value of collaboration is, what the use cases are that they're looking for. So first of all, you can use the model to describe who needs to connect, what they need to share, what problems they're solving, and how they might create change. When you've done that, you've actually defined a really simple use case that delivers benefit to the organisation. And organisations can then track and measure and understand the performance of their organisation using tools like SWOOP in that context. So they can go looking for the use cases they expect to have to deliver value. The second way you can use the model is that you actually have to foster each of those 4 stages. You have to understand what it means to create connection. And that's just more than bringing people together. It's actually understanding how you structure groups, how you think about governance, how you create an environment that brings people onto the platform, what the role of champions and leaders are. You do that in the connection stage, then you come to sharing. How do we share between each other? How do we bring new information in? As you can see, there's a series of steps in each of those stages that organisations need to invest in their community management activities. And that's what accelerates their journey up the maturity curve. Because what I've seen is working with good community management resources to a structured plan with great analytics accelerates that value story for collaboration.
So does it also scale to a group? Like, can you go down to that level as well?
You can take the same logic down to a business unit leader or a group or a team and ask them the question. So how do you connect your team? Have you got everyone here? Is there anyone else you interact with who needs to be in this conversation? What information should you be sharing and on what basis? Daily, weekly, monthly? So you can actually use those set of questions at a team level and start to think about the work that team does together and how they can create greater value by collaborating.
Okay, so I assume you can even apply it to yourself as well then.
Yeah, I do. So when I think about how I use collaboration platforms, I'm asking, I go to it with a personal purpose. What am I trying to achieve? Well, to achieve that goal, who do I need to connect with? What information might I want to share with them? What problems are we going to solve together on this platform? And then finally, how might we change the world by working together?
Cool. Well, in SWOOP, we are actually so taken by Simon's collaboration maturity model that we've written an ebook, and I'm going to put a link in the video here to how we explain how all the SWOOP metrics can be tied into the collaboration and value maturity model. So we think it's a fantastic, I guess, framework to use to think about maturity. And I'd like to thank you for taking the time to think about and talk to me today about how organizations can use it. So
you're welcome, Cai, and thank you for your work.
Thank you.